So my producers told both of us to bring an object that reminds us of each other or of a memory we shared. What did you bring?
Do you want to take a guess? I'll give you 3 guesses. It's cute and sentimental. So what would be potential ones for cute and sentimental?
Puppy?
Oh, no.
Do you have it with you?
I do have
Like
it
in
with
your
me. I'm
pocket?
trying to figure out if you're guessing. Are you guessing?
Is it a diamond?
No, I'm guessing that might be your object. Mine's
Chanel
cute.
purse?
No. All right, I'll show you mine.
Oh,
I brought our Christmas onesies
that's sweet.
because this is the onesie that you wore when you came to see my family in Michigan. And I still remember how much fun I was having you with my family. Oh, I knew how special you were. You look so cutesy in it. And now it's a tradition, and I can't wait with the new cutesy crew. Phoenix and then London one day to all wear our matching onesies at the holidays.
No, so cute. So many memories from this family tradition, new one.
I think we're gonna be that family that matches, whether it's onesies or outfits. What do you think?
Definitely. Did you get any matching ones for this weekend's trip? Our first family trip?
For the first family trip, no matching. It's hard for a newborn, I've found, based on my online shopping, to find total matching outfits. They usually start at like 1 year old, a lot more matching. Billboard doesn't make, swimsuits for 3-month-olds.
I actually went shopping with my mom the other day at Saks and got these little cute like swim trunks that have octopuses on them, and it's for someone who's, I think, 3 months.
Really?
Yeah, they're so cute.
So baby P and I have matching octopus swim shorts?
Yes.
I love that. Do you like my object?
Yes. So sweet. We have to get new ones for this year, like different.
People probably don't realize that you wear onesies around the house even when it's not the holidays.
They're just so comfortable.
You have such a cute butt in them.
Thanks.
Don't be shy. No one's listening. Are they listening? Yeah, of course they're listening. Sorry. So what's your object?
Oh, yeah. It's over here. Here's mine.
Oh, how did I know it was going to be diamonds?
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
So how does that remind you of us or me or our love?
This one was for one of our month anniversaries.
That's quite a diamond necklace for a month anniversary.
Remember when we flew to San Francisco?
Yep.
That one I love.
That was a big month.
Yes. And then this one that you got me for Christmas this year. I love this. So beautiful. So this just reminds me of what beautiful gifts that you give. And that you have very good taste. And you're very generous and sweet. And
Are these hints for next month's anniversary?
Yeah. And that
I got
it's
it.
almost here in a couple days. So
Yeah.
if you're thinking of any gift ideas, I like this and Chanel.
You're very basic in that sense. Just diamonds and Chanel.
And puppies.
And puppies. Okay.
Yeah. But thank you for this.
Of course. I love you more than anything in the world.
I love you. For real.
So much. So what are we going to talk about today? I'm excited.
Well, we have.
So you made a mood board for your podcast?
Well, on this podcast, we're going to be talking about the past, the present, and the future.
Oh, I like it.
So each guest is 3 episodes, and we just talk about the lives, how it started, what's going, and what they want to do in the future. And you know me and my mood boards.
You love your arts and crafts. Remember how I always joke, I thought you were secretly going to enter into a 7th grade science fair when we first started dating, because I never seen somebody with so much poster board. Then I realized it was all for your mood boarding.
I just love it. I love collaging, mood boarding, glitter. It's fun. And I love all these old photos. There's so many memories. So fun.
All right, where should we start?
Let's start with, I always tell my friends that before I was with you, I'd be like, oh, I wish I could meet like a nice Midwestern boy. Or like, Paris, you're not like, we live in LA. Like you have to like go to the middle of nowhere to find someone like that. So I'm so happy that
I was right here the whole time, Paris. You didn't even look at me? Just kidding. Maybe I didn't try hard enough to get your attention all those years we knew each other.
timing is everything.
I agree.
So let's stay on. So let's go back to where it started. You're from a very small town. How many people?
Yep, I grew up in a little small town called Wayne, about an hour outside Chicago. Lived on a dirt road on 10 acres. The town has one four-way stop, no stoplights, one gas station, and one post office. We actually had to go every day and get our mail from the post office.
Like walk there?
No, we had cars there, Paris. Yeah, it was a modern invention. It was very exciting. Even cars go on dirt roads. But we did get milk delivered by glass bottles.
And how many people were in the town?
800.
That's it?
Yeah. What do you think the chances are a kid from a dirt road in a town of 800 people would marry Paris Hilton? You think I have a better shot at that or winning the Powerball?
Powerball.
Powerball, yeah, exactly.
You're a lucky guy.
I am an extremely lucky guy. What's my credit card say?
Luckiest man in the world.
Luckiest man alive.
Oh, alive, yeah.
That's my credit card. That's my company name.
Loves it.
I love it. All
So,
right.
800 people. And what did you do in the town? There's nothing to do except the gas station.
There's a mall nearby, like every teenager. The mall's the hot place. If I had enough money, maybe hit the movie theater. But I mostly just played a lot of sports growing up. I played a ton of soccer, a ton of basketball. I was basically either studying or playing sports and hanging out with my family. It was perfect.
And what did you guys do to celebrate the holidays? Is there any like special tradition that your mom always planned?
Yeah, so we'd have all my mom's relatives come to our house for Thanksgiving. My mom would hire a magician, a yoga instructor, and this is like 20 years ago. No one knew what a yoga instructor was, so it was quite comedic to do yoga with the entire family. And then Christmas, yeah, we'd always get a tree and decorate it, count up who got the most presents. My sister always got the most presents, but it was awesome. It was just nice to grow up there. It was very simple.
Did you guys ever fight growing up, the brothers and sister?
Not much. My brother and I played a lot of sports together, and we both looked out for my sister. So I'm not proud of it, but we've shot some suitors with BB guns and done quite a few things to protect her over the years.
Nice. I'm glad that London will have Phoenix to do that for her.
I'll teach him the BB gun trick for any boyfriends we don't like.
No, not that trick.
Okay. These are some awesome photos, by the way.
Yes, I know you're a really good soccer player. And so what were you like in high school?
Good question. What was I like in high school? I was a star athlete, so I wasn't unpopular. I got straight A's. And yeah, my brother and I used to throw great parties at our house because it was back in the woods. So that made us more popular. So it was fun.
Nice.
Very, very typical American public high school.
What were your favorite subjects in school?
Probably math. I was a math geek. I was always doing well in math, but I did get straight A's. So it was it's kind of like splitting hairs, Paris.
Mm-hmm. I always hated math.
Not your jam? Yeah, it doesn't go with the superpower.
No, I liked art in music class.
The other thing we used to do in high school all the time was we'd go TP houses. That was our favorite thing.
I love doing that.
Yeah, egging cars and TPing houses.
Yeah, that back in the day, my sister and I did that.
A good TP. The egging cars was a little more dangerous. We had this back road. We would walk in the woods 20 minutes after my parents were sleeping, after we'd sneak out, and we'd take eggs. And when cars would go on this back road, we'd throw an egg at it. And then you would hear them slam on their brakes. And then we'd run like holy hell back to the house. It was pretty fun, except about 10% of the time the people actually chased us. And that was scary.
They probably knew like this is the only house.
Yeah, exactly. We basically left breadcrumbs back to our front door.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
And then you moved to New York to go to Columbia.
Yeah. Went to Columbia. My brother went to Columbia, played soccer. And so I saw how much fun he was having in New York City. And so I just thought it would be perfect to go to school in New York. Everyone thought I was going to go to Harvard, and I was debating between Columbia and Harvard, but decided I much prefer New York over Boston. Agreed.
I like Boston too, but New York.
And to be honest, Harvard's colors are like crimson, not nearly as cool as baby blue for Columbia.
I think they're both cool. I went to Harvard when I got this Woman of the Year award.
Oh.
We did like this whole like ceremony, and I did like a speech, and then we like went out that night with all the Harvard people, and like
they must have lost it over you on the Harvard campus.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's fun. Do you have any old like a Harvard sweater you can wear for like date night soon or something?
Mm-hmm.
Do like the dorky student thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hot. All right, note to self.
Loves it. Were you in a fraternity?
Yeah, I was the kid at Columbia. Basically, Thursday nights, I would do keg stands in the fraternity. And then Friday nights, I would get the European friends of mine, because the European guys at Columbia were always older and they were rich. So we'd get like 4 guys and go to one of the cool clubs downtown. We try to split one bottle. The problem was if one guy flaked, all of a sudden it was like $100 a head instead of $60 a head, which is pretty pricey for a college student.
Do you remember the first time we met?
Yeah, I think we met at your Halloween party. I think somehow I was came with somebody probably 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'd always run into each other around LA, Coachella, Burning Man.
And then...
Oh, do you know what you were wearing?
I don't know. Every Halloween, I usually wear like 8 different costumes.
Yeah.
So it's hard to remember.
So 15 years times 8 costumes, that's a lot to remember. On that one night, you didn't notice what you were wearing, right?
No.
Exactly. I think I had to think of what I was wearing. Back then, I used to recycle my Superman outfit a lot, so I might have been going Clark Kent, Superman.
That's hot.
I love the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your first impression of me? I remember your friends told you that they thought I was dorky, right?
Yes.
Did you think I was dorky?
I thought you were a nerd.
Whoa. I think...
Like a hot nerd.
Like a hot nerd. Could I be like a cool, smart guy?
I'm an undercover nerd, so it's not a bad thing to be a nerd.
I remember early in our relationship, I would always be on my laptop working. You're like, oh, it's so sexy. You're always working. I'm like, I'm going to need you to put that in writing to see if 3 years from now. But true to form, you still respect, I think you love me so much because I work so hard, right?
Well, we both work so hard. So
that's true.
It's nice to be with someone who's also working hard, so they're not always being like, oh, you're not paying attention to me. It's like, I'm working. But we're always like talking with each other about everything. And I just feel lucky to have someone who's my best friend who I can ask for advice. And I'm grateful to have you by my side.
We're good teammates, aren't we, miss?
The best. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think anyone ever realizes until they see you in action how hard you work. There's nobody that works harder than you. We'll call it a tie between us since it's not a competition, since we're teammates, but you work so incredibly hard. I love and respect you so much.
Thank you, honey. So do you. It's been on November 29th, 2019. We were in the Hamptons, and that's when you finally got the girl of your dreams.
That is absolutely true. Should I tell how we met or how we...
Yes,
that day?
I've heard you tell the story a billion times, but you can...
Well, do you want to hear it a billion and one times?
Yeah, I'm going to hear it probably a trillion times in our life.
Definitely a trillion times. It never gets old. It's the day I got the woman of my dreams.
Tell me again. I love this story.
All right. See, now we're talking.
I'm joking.
I didn't know you were coming to my, sister's mother-in-law's house, and all of a sudden you...
Well, I didn't know I was coming either.
Really?
No, I
thought you came to see me.
No. I wasn't even supposed to go to the Hamptons, first of all, because I hadn't been there in 15 years. Because every holiday I was usually traveling and working for one of my fragrances or businesses, or before I was with you, I was traveling over 250 days out of the year. So this was the first Thanksgiving I had been home to in so long. And I was at lunch with my mom. She went to some party for lunch. It was like a Thanksgiving luncheon. And then after, my dad wanted to go home, and so did my little brothers. And then she's like, do you want to stop by Dana Hammond's house with me on the way home? And she thought I would just say no, because usually I would. I was like, yeah, sure. I don't know why. I just was like, okay. And then I remember walking in and just seeing you sitting there at the table, and you just had this big smile, and your eyeballs were popping out of your head.
My eyeballs were popping out of my head?
Not in a bad way, like in like a way like in the cartoon, and you like love someone.
Where they
like
start
heart.
like, yeah, and they start exploding?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember then as soon as I saw you walk in, and I was so surprised, I turned to my brother and I said, will you run interference for me for 5 minutes? And then I remember we were chatting and you're like, oh, I'm going to see the Dalai Lama in 2 weeks. I remember I said to you, oh my gosh, you should totally give me your new number. I know somebody who's going on that trip. I'll introduce you. To be honest, I didn't know anyone on that trip, but I figured I could figure it out once I had your number. And then you left, and all day long we were texting, little lightning bolts, little winky faces, little sparkles. And I remember you came back for dinner, and I was helping my mom to the table. And my sister's husband has so many brothers. They're all like, oh, Carter, I'll sit next to you. And I was like, no, this seat's taken. They're like, no, it's not taken. I'm like, no, it's taken. And you finally sat down next to me. Then it was about halfway during the meal, and the housekeeper walked over and said, Miss Hilton, is something wrong with the food you're not eating? And I'll never forget this. You said, I don't like to eat in front of cute boys. And I'm like, so you're saying there's a chance?
Yes.
And then 15 minutes later, you asked me to get some fresh air. I actually thought we were just going for fresh air. If you remember, I turned the corner and you immediately kissed me. And my life has never been the same since then.
Yes.
Why'd you kiss? Absolutely. I loved it. Are you kidding me? Paris Hilton kissed me at Thanksgiving dinner? I was like a kid in a candy store. Why did you kiss me? You just knew that you wanted to kiss me?
I wasn't even looking to date anyone. I'd been single for like over a year, and I was not looking for anyone, but like I just felt like this, I don't know, connection with you like all day long. I was so excited. And when we were texting all day, and then I was just like looking you up and like watching all your interviews, and like, he's so smart. And I just thought you were so sweet with your mom and your family. And I could just see that you were kind, and it was just like a different environment. Cause you know, when you see people everywhere, we're always at events or parties or clubs or places like that. So it's always a lot of music and a lot of flashing cameras and just things around. So it's hard to ever really speak to someone. Like, so at a house in the Hamptons where it's just chill, and it was only my mom and I, and then your family, it was like a chance to like actually get to talk. And I just had like such a crush on you right away. And I was so excited to go back to dinner that night. And the whole time I was like, I can't wait to make out with him.
Well, I am glad, Paris, that you made out with me.
Mm.
And my life has never been the same. The most amazing way since you kissed me that day.
So happy that I did.
And we still kiss a lot, don't we?
Yes.
People don't realize how much we cuddle and kiss. Do you think they do?
I
We're like serious cuddling and kissers.
Yeah.
That's our favorite thing.
do.
We never leave the house. We basically cuddle, kiss, and play with baby P.
Mm-hmm.
The simple
And
life.
bubble baths every night.
Oh, bubble baths every night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're very habitual bubble bath users.
It was perfect timing because I had just finished filming my documentary, and I had just been through this whole like experience of self-discovery and figuring out who I was, and also just talking about so much trauma that I went through. And I just felt like I had such huge walls around my heart, and you pulled those walls down and let me feel safe. And you've just been so kind and supportive and have changed my life in so many ways. And I'm just feel so lucky to have found you at the perfect time. And you're just the best. You have such a big heart, and you're so sweet and caring and loving and always lifting me up and making me feel like my best version of myself and have made me grow in so many ways and grow up and just building this beautiful real life together. And I've never had a partnership, friendship, relationship like this where it's just like we are one and we're a team and we're always going to be together. And I'm just like no longer afraid because I just know that you got me. You'll always watch after me. And you're the best dad, Phoenix. And I can't wait for our baby London, for our cutesy crew.
Cutesy crew.
And it's just amazing. So thank you, honey. I love you so much.
I love you so much. I don't even know if I can follow that up and say so many nice things about you. The photo that makes me laugh when I look at this mood board is the merman.
Yes.
I was so excited. We were dating. You're obviously the queen of Halloween. And I still remember you turned to me and you're like, should we do a couple outfit? And I was like, oh, hell yeah.
This is our first Halloween.
Yeah. And I was so excited because you have such iconic Halloween outfits. And now I look at that photo and I think to myself, she must have been testing how much I love her because she made me go as a merman in public with paparazzi. I mean, your outfit was great, but I mean, does the world really need a merman?
No, it was supposed to be an Aquarius because I was an Aquarius. Yeah.
Whatever you made me. I mean, just look at me. I look like a Smurf that, you know, is only half blue.
It looks better in real
That was
life.
just mean.
Well,
thank goodness.
You were an Aquarius man and we couldn't find anything else. We just got those leggings and then the paint person came over.
Yeah. Can you just admit now that was a little mean to make me be the merman on our first couple Halloween? We've elevated since then, but that was a test of the relationship to see how much I love you. Just be honest, was it?
Yeah.
You knew if I went as the merman, then we were going to be forever.
No, I had like 8 costumes that year and I just didn't have time to really get yours.
Sounds right. Can we talk about the wedding for a second?
Yeah.
So was it the fairy tale you always wanted?
Yes. Everyone to this day always is saying it's the best wedding they've ever been to. It was so much fun. I love that we did 3 nights. I'm so grateful that we did the wedding on a Thursday and just did that part first.
That was your idea. That was such a great idea. We were in Safari. We were brainstorming with my brother and my mom, and you came up with the idea for the Thursday wedding, and you came up with the idea for the carnival.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good brainstorm session.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the most stressful part. So it's great to get that over first and then celebrate the whole rest of the weekend and not be stressed.
I love walking around the house just looking at the digital frames that we have and seeing how stunning you looked as a bride.
Thank you.
Just thinking about all the memories from that day.
I know, it was such a beautiful wedding. All my outfits were amazing.
They were stunning. You were stunning. Oscar did a good job.
I loved that Oscar dress. It was so stunning.
Someone came up to me the other day when I was at the airport. You weren't with me. They said, "Are you Paris Hilton's husband?" I was like, "Oh, no." And they said, "I love your wife."
Why would you say I know? Oh, no.
Well, because I was trying to get to a flight and your fans are your fans, but I was trying to go incognito so I could get on a flight to New York. And she said, "Oh, your wife is so iconic. I've been in love with her since I've been 12. And then she said, "I told my fiance, if he doesn't bawl the whole time I'm going down the aisle, then he doesn't really care."
So many people have said that to me.
Yeah, I did not stand a chance. Watching the video back, it wasn't like mild tears. It was like, I was just so excited to marry you. I mean, how awesome.
It's so awesome.
I thought it was awesome.
Me
It was
too.
so magical.
I was so nervous because Holden was crying in hysterics and screaming. And I was like, oh no. Like, I was like, I hope people don't think that's me back here screaming like that.
You thought they would confuse you with a 3-year-old.
Well, because I was about to walk out and then he was supposed to walk out before me and he was just screaming so loud. So I could know that was just going through the whole wedding. So I was like, I don't know, you know me.
Yeah, I do know you. I don't think I've ever asked you. What was, if you had to pick one moment from the wedding that was your favorite memory, what would it be? Should I start with mine?
No, I'm thinking.
Okay.
I was going to say the Neon Carnival because it was just so much fun and we were all dancing and sliving. But even more amazing part was doing my vows, even though, because I literally was writing them up until the point when I was like literally walking on the aisle and then just, I don't know, kind of throwing the vows to the floor and just speaking from my heart and freestyling. I thought that was awesome. And just the moment like walking down the aisle and like looking at you and you're standing there crying and it was so sweet. And just seeing everyone in the room so happy and being in the wedding gown and just feeling like a princess. It was just such a magical moment. It's like hard to describe.
Your vows were just amazing. I think what I loved about the ceremony was, although the wedding could have been kind of very stuck up and fancy, it was just so playful and fun. It was still elegant and filled with love. But, you know, when I tried to kiss you before I was allowed to kiss you, when you threw your vows aside, when you grabbed the microphone and gave an impromptu speech later, it was just so us.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
And to have Kim Petras singing Stars Are Blind.
That was iconic.
So iconic. That almost made me cry. Like before I even
Really,
walked on the aisle.
I couldn't make you cry
Well, no,
on your own wedding day, but just hearing your own music almost made you cry.
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
Because I made a promise to myself that I was not going to cry walking down the aisle because then I'd have mascara all over and ruin.
No, we talked about that. You said, promise me you won't cry.
I told you not to cry because I would cry.
I can't make you that promise, and I'm not going to go into this marriage lying. I promise you should get some waterproof mascara. I told you I was going to bawl my eyes out. I knew it.
Well, I almost cried hearing Kim sing Stars Are Blind. It was just, and then when she started singing Can't Help Falling in Love, that was like just so iconic. I loved it.
Can we watch the final episode of Paris in Love season 1 soon? I love watching it with you.
Should we watch it this weekend?
It's a very odd version of home wedding videos, don't you think?
No.
Our home wedding videos are on Peacock?
It's amazing.
Do you ever ask yourselves, wow, that's weird, or that's cool, or that's iconic that these things that you might think are normal are not normal for most people? Like most people go get a VCR, get a VHS tape, pop in their wedding video. You're like, let's put on Peacock. Let's stream our wedding.
Why not?
Why not? If you can do it, why not? You heard it here first from Paris Hilton.
You know me, I like to share my love with the world.
You do like to share your world and your love with the world.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for doing it with me.